Yorkshire took a huge leap towards their first championship title since 2001 after Ryan Sidebottom and Stephen Patterson bowled them into a controlling position on the second day of their LV County Championship match with Nottinghamshire at Trent Bridge. First up, Yorkshire added valuable runs to their overnight score of 327 for 8, a total they would have been delighted with anyway after being put in on a green surface. In truth, the home attack, Luke Fletcher aside, did not utilise the conditions well enough, and they now allowed Johnny Bairstow and Patterson to advance their innings further in the first hour of the second morning. Yorkshire earning a fourth batting bonus point as they made it to 383 for 8 at the end of the 110 overs. Bairstow's reaction to being left out by England was to make a 50 here, batting at number 8. His 9th boundary took him there off his 65th delivery, and he'd made sure on his arrival in Nottingham on the previous day that his title-chasing team were to make a substantial first innings score. Next ball, the home side finally got a wicket, but only after 69 runs had been added in 15 overs. Patterson was the man to go for 40 as he gave Chris Reed his 6th catch of the innings. Andre Adams got that, and he also bowled Bairstow for 62, but only after Yorkshire had amassed 407, Fletcher finishing with 5 for 93. Sidebottom was a key man in Nottinghamshire's championship success of 2010, and he now came back to haunt his old county, beginning with the wicket of Alex Hales in his second over with a nick behind. Hales was out for naught, and so was Michael Lum, who was legged before to Sidebottom at the start of his third over. He had given his side a perfect start, and he was backed up by Patterson, who came on to have Stephen Mullaney caught behind by Bairstow for 13 at 25 for 3. Notts had been warned by their coach prior to this game that relegation was a possibility for their team, even more so when Samit Patel was superbly caught at mid-wicket by Phil Jakes off Sidebottom for a top score of 23. The situation was about to get a good deal worse for the home side, who are showing signs of imploding at the moment. Patterson won an LBW decision against David Hussey. Ricky Vessels gave Sidebottom his 4th wicket with a regulation nick behind. Reed was bang in front to Patterson for a single, while Fletcher found the well-placed Adil Rashid perfectly off Patterson as Nottinghamshire lost their 4th wicket for 8 runs in just 6 overs. That left them in a horrible mess on 65 for 8 after only 22 overs, and it was left to Adams to throw the bat. He thumped Liam Plunkett for a 6 before the players were taken off because of rain. Back on, and the Notts tale showed how it should be done, with Ajmal Shahzad adding a maximum to the 3 that Adams smashed off his 17 balls. From those he made 39, but his fun was short-lived as he then skied a catch to Sidebottom off Patterson, who had the best figures of his career of 5 for 43. Shahzad could at least hold his head up high as he made an undefeated 41 against his former county. He was left on that after last man Harry Gurney drove Rashid to Plunkett as the home side were all out for 150, which meant that they followed on 257 runs behind. And they soon lost both openers second time out. Jack Brooks got his first wicket of the match by having Hales taken behind for the second time in the day, while Mullaney played across a straight ball from Sidebottom as Nottinghamshire's batting frailties were emphasised once more. Patel and Lum did at least add a speedy 45 for the 3rd wicket, but this was always going to be Yorkshire's day. Lum lobbed a catch back to the bowler Plunkett after making 20, and Patel, who looked as good as anyone in rattling up 37 runs in quick time, was then brilliantly caught in the deep by the Yorkshire substitute Rich Pyra. The catch was that good that Patel stood his ground for some while, trying to take in what had happened to him. He left with his side in massive trouble. They will go again on day 3 on 118 for 4, and only one result now seems possible. Notts are still 139 runs behind, and they're facing an innings defeat which will boost Yorkshire's title hopes enormously, while leaving the home side with much to contemplate during the last month of the 4-day season.